What would you do if your own mom looked you dead in the eyes at your grandfathers were reading and said, "You're cut out. He left you absolutely nothing," only for the bank manager to call your name the very next day and change everything forever? Hey guys, it's a Wong here. And if you've ever felt like the family disappointment, stick around. This one still messes with my head. My grandfather Elias wasn't a loud type. He came from nothing. Built a quiet fortune through decades of smart choices, property, careful investments, the kind of money most people never see on paper. He lived simple in Yaoundé, drove the same beat-up Peugeot for 20 years, but everyone knew he had something tucked away. Problem was, most of the family only showed up when they smelled cash. Mom, Linda, and my older brother Marcus treated him like a walking wallet. New phone? Grandpa. House repairs? Grandpa. Me? I was different. I didn't ask. I'd drive over just to sit with him, help tune the carburetor, listen to his old stories about hustling through tough times. He used to say, "Awong, people show you who they are when they think no one's watching." I guess he watched longer than anyone realized. Before we continue with this video, please subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for updates. When he got really sick, the vultures circled. Mom and Marcus started dropping by more, talking in low voices about what's fair and family obligations. I kept my distance from that noise. I just wanted him peaceful. Then the call came. We're reading at Mr. Harlan's office downtown. Rain pounding the roof like it knew what was coming. We filed in, me in the corner chair, them front and center like royalty. Mr. Harlan adjusted his glasses, opened the folder, and began. House and main accounts to Marcus. Jewelry and a nice lump sum to Mom. Token amounts to a few cousins. My name? Nowhere. Mom leaned over, that victory smile on full display, and whispered so the whole room could hear. "See? Even Grandpa finally saw your true worth, 0. Laughter rippled. My stomach dropped. I sat there burning, trying not to let it show. But Mr. Harlan paused. His brow furrowed. He flipped back a page, then looked straight at me. "Wait, who is the one supposed to be?" Silence slammed down. Every eye turned. Mom's smirk evaporated. Mr. Harlan reached into his desk drawer and pulled out a plain white envelope no one had mentioned. I left that office numb, convinced I'd been erased. Until 48 hours later, my phone lit up. First National Bank. The manager himself. "Mr. Wong, we've been waiting for you. You need to come in right away." My hands went cold. What the hell was in that envelope? And why did the bank want me? Okay, picture this. Rain hammering the windows of Mr. Harlan's office, like it's trying to break in. The air smells like old paper and expensive coffee nobody's drinking. We're all sitting there. Me shoved in the back corner on a stiff leather chair. Mom Linda front row like she's about to collect an award. Marcus slouched next to her scrolling his phone until the lawyer clears his throat. Mr. Harlan starts reading. Calm. Professional. House in Bastos to Marcus. Main investment account split between Marcus and Linda. Jewelry collection. Grandpa's late wife's pieces to Linda. Small bequest to a couple of distant cousins. And then nothing. My name doesn't come up once. The room stays quiet for maybe 3 seconds. Then Linda turns, locks eyes with me, and delivers the line she'd clearly been rehearsing. "See ya, Wong? Even Grandpa finally figured out your true worth, 0. Marcus snorts. One of the cousins covers a laugh with a cough. My chest feels like someone parked a truck on it. I can feel heat climbing my neck, but I don't move. Don't speak. Just sit there letting the humiliation sink in bone deep. All those afternoons I spent at his place. Changing oil in that ancient Peugeot. Bringing in mangoes from Marque Mokolo when his legs got too bad to walk far. Listening to the same war stories about surviving the hard years in Douala. I never once asked for a single franc. They did. Constantly. New generator. School fees from Marcus's kids, even though he never finished paying his own debts. Yet here we are. I'm staring at the carpet trying to breathe when Mr. Harlan suddenly stops flipping pages. He frowns, adjusts his glasses, looks right at me. Wait a minute. His voice is low, almost puzzled. Who is the one supposed to be? The room freezes. Linda's victory smile cracks like cheap glass. Marcus actually lowers his phone. Every head swivels toward me. Mr. Harlan reaches into the bottom drawer of his desk, slow, deliberate, and pulls out a plain white envelope that wasn't there during the main reading. No fancy seal, just Grandpa's careful handwriting on the front. My grandson Wang, the only one who ever really listened. He holds it up like it's evidence in a trial. Linda's mouth opens, then closes. No sound comes out. My heart is slamming so hard I can hear it in my ears. Mr. Harlan looks at me again, softer this time. This was held separately. Instructions were very clear. It only gets open after the primary was read, and only in your presence. He slides a letter opener under the flap. I can't breathe. He pulls out a single sheet of paper. And that's when everything I thought I knew about my family started to unravel. Have you ever watched someone's entire worldview crack in real time? Because that's exactly what happened the second Mr. Harlan unfolded that single sheet of paper. He didn't read it out loud right away. He scanned it first, eyebrows climbing higher with every line. Then he looked up straight at me and spoke like the words tasted strange. This is a codicil, dated 3 months before Elias passed. Handwritten, witnessed by 2 independent parties whose names are notarized here. He tapped the page. It creates a separate, irrevocable trust, and it names only one beneficiary. He paused just long enough for the room to feel the weight. A Wang. Linda made a noise, half gasp, half strangle laugh. Marcus sat forward so fast his chair creaked. What the hell is this? Mr. Harlan ignored him, kept his eyes on me. Your grandfather was very clear. He said he no longer trusted the primary heirs to act in good faith. He claimed to have overheard conversations, specific conversations, about accelerating matters once his health declined. The room went graveyard quiet. Linda's face drained of color. She started shaking her head like she could erase what he'd just said. He wrote that the people closest to him only appeared when they wanted something. Except one. Mr. Harlan looked at me again. The one who came without asking. The one who listened. I felt tears prick behind my eyes, but I blinked them back hard. All those quiet afternoons fixing his radio, bringing him roasted plantains, sitting in silence when the pain meds made him foggy. I never thought anyone was keeping score. Mr. Harlan continued. The trust holds significant assets. Assets that were never listed in the main, well, because they were transferred years ago. Quietly. Bank accounts. Investment. Portfolios. A piece of commercial property in Bastos that's been appreciating steadily. The exact value requires verification at First National Bank. That's where the trustee instructions are held. He slid the letter across the desk toward me. Grandpa's final instruction. Only you can access the details. No one else is authorized. Linda exploded. This is ridiculous. He was sick. He wasn't in his right mind. Mr. Harlan's voice stayed ice calm. The codicil was executed when he was still deemed competent by a physician. Medical records are attached if you wish to challenge. Marcus muttered something ugly under his breath. The cousins looked anywhere but at us. I reached for the letter with shaking fingers. Grandpa's handwriting, neat, deliberate, stared back. One line jumped out. Wang never loved me for what I could give. He loved me for who I was. That's worth more than everything else combined. My throat closed up. Mr. Harlan stood. The rest isn't my domain anymore. The bank manager, Mr. Thompson, has been expecting your call. He has the key, the account summary, and one additional item your grandfather left specifically for you. Linda shot to her feet. We're coming with him. No, Mr. Harlan said flatly. You're not. I walked out of that office into the rain, letter clutched in my fist, head spinning. Mom and Marcus stayed behind, arguing with the lawyer. I didn't look back. 2 days later, the phone rang at 8:17 a.m., unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Then a calm professional voice came through. Mr. Wang, this is Thompson from First National Bank. We've been waiting. You need to come in today. There are things here only you can receive. My pulse hammered in my throat. What the hell had Grandpa really left behind? And why did it feel like the biggest bomb was still ticking? Ever had your whole life split into before and after in the space of one phone call? I stare at the screen. First National Bank, heart jackhammering. I hit accept before I could overthink it. Mr. Wang, this is Thompson, branch manager. Your grandfather was very specific. We've held certain items pending your arrival. Can you come in this morning? I barely managed a yes. Drove across Yaoundé in a daze. Rain still falling like it had been crying since the reading. Parked crooked, walked and soaked, asked for Thompson. He appeared fast, mid-50s, calm eyes, the kind of guy who's seen every kind of family drama. He led me past the tellers, down a quiet hallway, into a small conference room with frosted glass. On the table, a safe deposit key, a thick folder, and a small black USB drive. Your grandfather set this up years ago, Thompson said. He transferred assets gradually, stocks, bonds, rental properties he never talked about. He wanted them ring-fenced, untouchable by anyone else. He opened the folder first. Account summaries. Numbers scrolled past. That didn't make sense at first. Then they did. 2.8 million CFA in liquid investments. A commercial building in Bastos pulling steady rent. Another parcel near the airport zone for development. All titled to a trust with my name as sole beneficiary. I laughed once, sharp, disbelieving, then stopped because it wasn't funny anymore. It was real. Thompson slid the USB across. He left this for you personally. Said to play it alone. I plugged it into the laptop. They'd set up. Screen flickered. Grandpa Elias appeared, thinner than I remembered, but eyes still sharp. Hospital bed in the background. He spoke straight to camera. Awung, if you're watching this, I'm gone. And if the others are mad, good. They only love what I could buy. You loved me when I had nothing left to give. That's why everything goes to you. Not punishment for them, justice for you. Use it wisely. And don't let guilt make you share. They made their choices. He smiled small and tired. You were always the best part of me, boy. Don't forget that. The video ended. Silence rang in my ears. Thompson cleared his throat. The trust disburses in stages. First installment can be wired today if you sign. I signed. Numb. Floating. Walked out with confirmation papers in my bag and the beginning of a number in my account that still feels fake. Got in the car. Phone buzzed immediately. Mom. 3 missed calls already. Then a text. We need to talk. Now. This isn't right. I stared at the message. Felt the old hurt rise, then something harder underneath it. They thought the main will was everything. They laughed when my name wasn't there. Now the truth was out, and it was mine alone. But as I pulled away from the bank, another call came through. Unknown number again. I answered. A woman's voice, polite but urgent. Mr. Wang, this is the notary who witnessed your grandfather's codicil. There's one more document he insisted stays sealed until you claim the trust. My grip tightened on the wheel. What document? She paused. One that names successor trustee and explains why he really cut them out. Completely. My stomach dropped. What else had Grandpa hidden, and what was it going to cost me now? What if the biggest betrayal in your life turned out to be the setup for the greatest comeback? I sat in my car outside the bank, engine off, staring at Mom's text. We need to talk. Now. This isn't right. Rain streaked the windshield like tears the sky refused to stop shedding. My thumb hovered over reply. For years I'd wanted them to see me. Really see me. Now they had. And they still only saw the money. I didn't text back. Not yet. That sealed document the notary mentioned? It arrived by courier the next afternoon. 1 page. Grandpa's final words, locked away until I claimed what was mine. He'd named me successor trustee with full control. No appeals, no challenges. But the real gut punch was the attached affidavit from his doctor and the 2 witnesses. Dated months before the codicil. It detailed overheard phone calls. Linda and Marcus in the kitchen, while Grandpa pretended to nap, talking about how much longer he'd last, joking that a fall down the stairs would speed things along nicely, laughing about splitting everything the right way once he was gone. Grandpa wrote, I recorded it. Audio exists if they force a contest. I didn't want to destroy my daughter, but I won't let her destroy my legacy or my boy. He never told me, never burdened me with the ugliness, just quietly moved everything into the trust and waited. I listened to the old voice memo he'd attached. Their voices, cold, calculating. My own mother. Something broke inside me that day. Not anger exactly. Clarity. I met them at a cafe downtown a week later. Neutral ground. Mom looked smaller than I'd ever seen her. Marcus kept checking his watch like he had somewhere better to be. I slid the trust summary across the table. Let them see the numbers. Watched their eyes widen, then narrow. Linda reached for my hand. Awung, family shares. We can work this out. I pulled back. We stopped being family the day you decided my worth was 0. Marcus scoffed. You're really going to keep it all? After everything? Everything. I leaned in. I gave him time. You gave him ultimatums. He chose accordingly. I stood up, left him sitting there with the paper and the truth, drove home, wired the first installment to a savings account I'd never touched before. Started thinking about what came next. School for kids who actually needed, a small business for single moms in the quartier, maybe even something in Grandpa's name. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Real inheritance isn't just money. It's proof someone saw your heart when everyone else only saw your flaws. Grandpa Elias gave me that proof. And yeah, he gave me the money too. But the money? That's temporary. The proof? That lasts. If you've ever been told you're nothing, if family ever made you feel small, remember this. Sometimes the people who hurt you the most end up handing you the keys to rise higher than they ever dreamed. Drop a heart in the comments if this hit home. Share your own story. Have you ever had the tables turn like that? Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Next week, I'm telling you what happened when Marcus tried to take me to court anyway. Spoiler. The judge didn't even let him finish his opening statement. See you there.